guys, welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be sharing my top 4 most used mineral sunscreens. Now I have a lot of sunscreens in my collection. I have a lot of chemical options, some hybrids that are both chemical and mineral. I have a lot of tinted, and I also have some powder SPFs. But on an everyday basis, I have my favorites that I always resort to, and these happen to be mineral sunscreens. So I thought I would share my go-tos that I'm really loving right now, and I'm going to be also sharing why I love these so much, including ingredients and the formulation. So if you're curious to see what 4 I'm going to be sharing in today's video, please keep on watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell, and also don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up as well. Alright, so let's jump right in. So mineral sunscreens, also known as physical sunscreens. These happen to be my favorite forms of sunscreens because these tend to be more gentle on the skin. If you are prone to sensitivities, I would highly recommend resorting to a mineral sunscreen because these sit on top of the skin, whereas with chemical sunscreens, these formulations get absorbed into the skin. So I always prefer mineral over chemical. But with that being said, there are so many lovely chemical formulations out there, and I still use them from time to time, but I always tend to gravitate towards my mineral sunscreens or my hybrids. I really love chemical mineral formulations as well, like my Elta MD UV Daily, which I'm not going to be mentioning in this video because it's a hybrid, but that is a sunscreen that I use a lot, and I really love it. So the first mineral sunscreen that I'm going to be sharing first is one that I just started using a few months ago, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. And it's by Dr. Dennis Gross, and this is the Lightweight Wrinkle Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 30. So this is cruelty-free, vegan, reef-safe. It's also oil-free and fragrance-free, and this contains a transparent zinc oxide of 16%. So this formulation is beautiful. It's lightweight, it's not greasy, but it's also not matte. This leaves a nice natural skin-like finish to the skin, and I actually don't have a white cast with this. I don't look like Casper, which is a nice thing. That tends to be an ongoing issue with physical sunscreens. There are a lot of formulations out there that leave a distinct white cast to the skin, no matter what skin tone you have. And then of course there are a lot of formulations that the brand got it right. There is no cast, and if there is, it's very, very minimal. So it's very possible that if you have a darker skin tone than I do, this could leave a slight cast to your skin, but if you're somebody that wears makeup, then you will be good to go. That would be enough to disguise it. So about a month ago, I did review this product, and I also demonstrated what this looked like on my skin. So if you would like to see that, I will leave that video below for you as well as up here. So the reason why I love this sunscreen so much is because of the ingredients. Now, the number 1 ingredient that I absolutely love that is in here is ferulic acid, which is an antioxidant. I've talked about this ingredient a lot on my channel, and I love using this paired up with my vitamin C in the morning. Antioxidants with antioxidants work really well together. So this contains ferulic acid. This also contains polyglutamic acid, which I've also talked about on my channel. This ingredient is very similar to hyaluronic acid, but polyglutamic acid holds on to 4 times more moisture than hyaluronic acid. So it can be more moisturizing, and it can also be a lot more plumping as well. There's also sea buckthorn fruit extract, which is another antioxidant. This can help prevent and treat fine lines and wrinkles, and this also helps to protect our skin from environmental stressors caused by everyday pollution. There is vitamin E in here, glycerin, as well as aloe leaf juice. There are so many wonderful ingredients jam-packed in this sunscreen, and I really love the way that it feels on the skin, and I just think this is absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't tried this, I highly recommend. Definitely one of my favorites for sure. I will show you what this looks like. The texture is so lovely because it's not too runny, but it's also not too thick. And that's what it looks like there. And this spreads very nice. Your skin also absorbs this pretty quickly, and this leaves your skin feeling so moisturized that I believe this is going to be a wonderful sunscreen for the winter months. The next mineral sunscreen that I really love is by Paula's Choice, and this is the Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 30. Now this contains 13% zinc oxide, and it's very comparable to the Dr. Dennis Gross, but they are very different as well. This one also contains antioxidants, but instead of this containing ferulic acid like the Dr. Dennis Gross, this one contains resveratrol. And I love this ingredient, and I use a separate serum in my morning routine from The Ordinary, which is the resveratrol plus ferulic, and I love pairing that up with my vitamin C serum and my other types of antioxidant serums as well. So if I can use a sunscreen that also contains resveratrol or the ferulic from Dr. Dennis Gross, I think that is a lovely pairing to pair that up with your other antioxidants, because again, antioxidants work really well with other antioxidants, and they help to boost the effects of all of them for a brighter complexion, to help with anti-aging, and again, to protect your skin from environmental stressors caused by pollution. So this one has a thicker texture to it than the Dr. Dennis Gross, and this one is more mattifying. So this one is not super matte, it's also not greasy, it's skin-like, but a little bit more on the matte side, if that makes sense. So this one isn't going to be as moisturizing as the Dr. Dennis Gross. So I don't know how this is going to work in the winter months. Perhaps this might be a little bit drying on the skin during the winter, especially if you tend to get flaky and dry and your skin feels tight. This may not be the go-to come then. I will touch base once the winter months approach, because I can get quite dry in the winter time. So for right now, it's perfect for summer, but for winter, I don't know. I just don't know. Now this one does leave a silky texture to the skin. It's also very lightweight, and it sits beautiful underneath makeup and on its own. Now this does have a slight brownie beige tone to it, a lot darker than the Dr. Dennis Gross, but it's enough to disguise that white cast, especially for my skin tone. And I love using this on its own when I don't want to wear makeup. But again, if I want to wear makeup, I feel like this helps to disguise some of that redness, and it preps my skin prior to applying my foundation. So I will show you what this one looks like on the back of my hand. Again, this is a little bit thicker than Dr. Dennis, and that's what it looks like there. So this one spreads very nice. This one doesn't absorb into the skin as quickly as the Dr. Dennis Gross, but this one does absorb. It doesn't sit on top of your skin where it feels heavy and it looks greasy. It does absorb, and it feels beautiful on the skin, like I said. A nice silky texture. So that's what it looks like there. So I highly recommend. This one really is lovely. My third favorite mineral sunscreen is by COLORESCIENCE, and this is the Sunforgettable Total Protection Face Shield Broad Spectrum SPF 50. Now I have been using this for a very long time, so I can confirm that this works well during the winter months. This is quite moisturizing and perfect for all year round. This is also great for all skin types, including oily combinations, sensitive dry skin, and this also contains 12% zinc oxide. So not only do I like this because it's moisturizing, it's lightweight, and it works well with my other skincare products and underneath makeup, but this formulation contains niacinamide. Now, niacinamide is one of my favorite ingredients to incorporate on an everyday basis. I have separate niacinamide serums. I also have a moisturizer that contains a niacinamide, and this ingredient is perfect for dark spots. It helps to control oil production. If you're acne prone, niacinamide is great for so many skin concerns. So I love that this sunscreen works well with my other skincare products, because in the past, I used to use the Elta-MD UV Clear. That one contains niacinamide as well. That is a lovely sunscreen, by the way. I really like it. But sometimes I experienced peeling, sometimes I didn't. It was very risky for me to continue on with that sunscreen, unfortunately. So I stopped using it, and I started using this one because of the niacinamide ingredient. Now, if you don't really care about niacinamide, then of course, you probably wouldn't even want to go with this. Maybe perhaps you may want to go with the Dr. Dennis Gross or something like that. But if you do enjoy niacinamide and you see results from it, then you'll really love this. So this also has a slight beigey tone to it as well, which helps to disguise that white cast. This one is pretty runny. And again, it's very lightweight. So that's what it looks like there. It looks very similar to the Dr. Dennis Gross in terms of the texture and the color of it. This again spreads very nice. And this one does absorb into your skin pretty quickly, and it leaves your skin feeling very, very moisturized. So I love this. And my fourth favorite mineral sunscreen is by Australian Gold, and this is the Botanical Sunscreen Broad Spectrum SPF 50 Tinted Lotion. Now I have the old style packaging. I'm actually almost done this now, but the new packaging looks slightly different, and there are 3 shades to pick from. So you can purchase the fair to light, the medium to tan, and the rich to deep. Now, I really like this more so for spring and summer because this really helps to absorb excess oil. So if you're oily, you have combination skin, or you're going to be outside and you're going to be sweating a lot, then I would suggest picking up this sunscreen because this is water resistant up to 80 minutes, but again, it has that matte finish. Now, typically, I don't resort to matte products like foundations, CC creams, sunscreens, but this isn't too matte, which is why I like it. It feels velvety on the skin and it still looks nice. It doesn't make you look super matte, which is why I like it, but it is enough to absorb excess oil, which is why I like it for this time of the year. I would not recommend this for the winter months. I have normal to combination skin. This is pretty drying on my skin type during the winter months, and I absolutely don't like using this in the winter, but for spring and summer, it's amazing. This contains a titanium dioxide of 4% and a zinc oxide of 4% as well, and this also has a lot of antioxidants and botanical ingredients in it. So I will show you what this one looks like on the back of my hand. And that's what it looks like there. So even though I have the old style packaging, I believe that I have the original fair to light. I believe that this is what fair to light would look like now in the new packaging based on swatches that I've seen. So if this would be too light for you, then of course you can go up to the other 2 shade options. But this spreads very nice. This is enough to even out my skin tone, especially when I have redness going on or any other discoloration. And this again feels very velvety on the skin, but it feels very comfortable as well. Sits nice underneath makeup also, and it acts like a primer in my opinion. So it really is beautiful. So those are my top 4 most used mineral sunscreens. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you found it helpful. I will leave these 4 products linked below for you in my description box in case you want to check them out. And also let me know in the comments below if you have ever tried any of these sunscreens before, or if you're thinking about purchasing them. Let me know in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And of course, I will see you all in my next video. Take care, and I will see you guys then. Bye guys.